Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War stream. Of course, no specifically new content this weekend, however, that's perfectly fine because we got ourselves the Vault event weekend, which is the best time to be grinding. It's been going on for almost 12 hours now, of course, since reset time this morning, but still another 2.5 days to go. So let's get our grind on, see how we do. The starting point that we are starting from is 1,322 vault keys and 141 epic vault keys. One thing pretty nice about this vault event is this is the first vault event since Gnomapalooza that hasn't gotten an additional nerf, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we'll see exactly how it ends up going and get a bunch of farm. Go from there. So, right off the bat, I guess we will just go straight into a Gnomapalooza, though I should probably make sure the thingy is working before I do. So, let's do that. Also, our team should probably be set to the correct team, would also help. Because that's not the team we're looking for. I am looking for Dust Devil. Also, I should put some not numbers there. I put all numbers there so I wouldn't forget where it is. However, now it has too many numbers. And now it has the inverse problem. Before it didn't have enough numbers, now it has way too many. Okay. Looks good to go. Let's go and use our Gnomapalooza and start getting into it then. Let's see. Soulforge, head over to our Palooza. And we actually do have, that's not a Palooza, 11 of them. We ended up getting verse 2 the other day, which is rather convenient. I said, hello Isabel, hello mister, welcome, welcome. Hope all you've been doing well. Okay, we good to go? I think we're good to go. Let's go craft this thing and get things rolling. Okay, go to Center Mirage, and let's start destroying all the things. Of course, this does still have the nerf from the previous one, though, which is, they do give substantially less loot. However, vault key drop rate should be the exact same, which is gonna be nice. Also, I already recorded down the numbers for how many keys we had earlier, just so I wouldn't forget, because I already forget what they were, and we already got a vault key. Which is pretty standard for these events now. Also, I had 0 gnome kills prior to this. I didn't show that. We'll see exactly how many we have after we finish. Should be a big number. Very big number. But yeah, unfortunately, whenever we're not getting vault keys from battles, the loot is still kind of meh. They did end up still having that gigantic nerf from the other time, but it kind of made sense because you got way too much loot prior. That is for sure. We still have like millions of souls from when that happened too. The Underworld charge was also pretty funny. Also, I wonder if they finally fixed Jewel Gnome. Did anyone check yet? Because I actually just woke up like 20 minutes ago. So I haven't actually gotten to kill any. Other than whatever we might have killed and I haven't noticed. But does anyone know if they fixed the Jewel Gnome? So I guess theoretically there is a nerf this time around if they did. But that's not. It was supposed to be nerfed to begin with. They just forgot last time. Let's see. Is Jewel Gnome nerfed now? Nope. They still forgot to nerf it. That's funny. So yeah, literally no nerfs this time around. Even Jewel Gnome, they forgot to properly make it reduce. Because for whatever reason, whenever you get a Jewel drop, you actually get the full 20 instead of the nerfed amount. They forgot to change that. And apparently they still forgot to change it, unless they realized Jewel Gnome is so absurdly bad that they just deliberately made it so jewels wouldn't go down. But I'm pretty sure that's not intended, for jewels to be unaffected by the reduction. It's probably just an oversight on one of the resources during a Gnomapalooza. I was like, hello, Tyrion. Hello, Delta Gengar. Hello, Swoom. Welcome, welcome. All of you been well? Still in the waking up phase, that's for sure. Work issues, so getting paid to not work at the moment? That's nice. Yeah, that's one of the only annoying things about being self-employed. You can never get paid for doing nothing. In the quite literal sense. And that happens occasionally. Because I know when I used to have an hourly job, there were hours where you did like nearly nothing yet still got paid. Simply for being present at an area. Which is pretty funny. But I haven't been able to do that for like 6 years now. Actually 7 years since 19. Actually, it's almost been 8 years now. Turning 27 this year. Almost forgetting my own age. You know you're starting to get too old when you're starting to forget your age. Hello, Yemi. Welcome. Oh, Cindy was streaming early today? Nice. I've been sleeping. I just woke up moments before this stream. Did I at least eat breakfast? No. Though I was considering a banana, and I might still be considering that banana. Also, I can't stop thinking of that one Deltarune banana meme now whenever I eat a banana. The Chris get the banana meme. That has become probably the biggest meme of the entire game, and it's hilarious. Gotta get that potassium. Oh, so that was one thing that got announced during the Nintendo Direct too. Chapter 2 actually got added to Switch. I wish they would have just done it at launch time, but they were waiting for the Direct so they could make a little ad for it. Which is kind of funny because the game's literally free. Though, of course, all the other 5 chapters will probably cost money. First 2 are kind of just a demo at this point. Oh, speaking of that, I did actually play the demo last night of that one card game thing. I'm not sure if we're going to play it. That one card game where everything is card. One thing I really like about it, now that I'm slowly starting to make my own game and figure out everything with that, I find it interesting because in a lot of indie games, you have to cut a lot of corners in order to save money. One of them, of course, being like trying to get rid of animations or going pixel art style. Or, you know, trying to do things that would minimize any amount of costs in any way, shape, or form. And one really interesting thing that game even does, and it's not even an indie one either, it's by Square Enix. I'm not sure what subsidiary of Square Enix, but apparently it's Square Enix. But basically, they don't have any animations in the game. Instead, they have like quite a few flashy, like, well, you know, they don't have animations in the sense that none of the actual character art or anything, or monster art are animated. But they instead make like a really high definition background kind of thing, like a tabletop thing, and then just have a few animations for a couple various things, or like tilt the cards during storyline. It's a really interesting way to get away with not animating, even though there's still some really good animations in the game. But there's a great way to cut down on animations. What's the game called? Voice of Cards something. It was like Voice of Cards, Dragon Roar, or something. They made the name way too long. I'm pretty sure its working name is just Voice of Cards. Oh, also, they found a good way to only have one narrator. I'm not sure if the main game will have more. But instead of having every character voice acted, they literally just have one overarching narrator. It's kind of like what Darkest Dungeon ended up doing to save money, where they literally just have one narrator the whole time. Except in Darkest Dungeon, they had a really good explanation for why they only had one narrator, and nothing else had voice acting. This game doesn't have as good of a reason yet. It might just be a budgetary thing. something. Hello, Logic Slayer, welcome. Yeah, Animal Crossing is getting its own Direct next month. I know, they better bring back Dryroids. I'm gonna power grind it like crazy. Also, I might time travel for the first time ever in Animal Crossing, to be honest. If they bring back Dryroids, realistically, to be able to do them, we might have to time travel. And for that reason, I might finally do it for the first time, we'll see. So far, we played Animal Crossing without time traveling ever, as well as the last year and a half, the most recent one. But if they had gyroids, last I recall, you can only get them after a rain. So unless they had some kind of new mechanic for obtaining them that you can infinitely farm, you'd have to wait you'd have to wait after every rainfall, the day after, which is going to be exceedingly annoying to do without time travel. Because not only would you have to check the game enough to get rain, but you would also have to, you know, do it again the day after for the rain and then go find the dig site. How many Nomopaloozas do we have now? We have 10 remaining. We ended up finding a verse 2 during the week this week. I think it was on Tuesday. I can't remember the exact day. So we had 1 extra. So we had almost a dozen. We started with 11, and now we're down to 10. But yeah, the only problem with the Voice of Cards game, even though it was just a demo, I'm not sure what the balance is on the rest of the game. But gosh, was it way too easy. I'm not sure if it's going to have enough diversity to make it really stand out too much. Maybe I'm just so used to playing ridiculously hard roguelikes as a lot of my turn-based RPGs lately. But I don't know, it just seems a little bit towards the easier side. Of course, there's just the demo and kind of like the whole intro area of the game. But, like almost everything was one-shotted. The side game mode was kind of interesting, though. Because they have a bunch of, like, traditional card game kind of side game modes. With extra spins to it. Also, it seems like those side modes might actually support online play, too, which would be kind of interesting. I'll probably get it on Steam instead of Switch, though. And then again, maybe I will get it on Switch, because it's probably going to go on a Steam sale for, like, upwards of 50% or something at some point. Whereas it's not as likely to go on sale on Switch. Or if it does, not as big of a sale. Hey, an Epic Volkey. I'm pretty sure that's the first one we've gotten so far. It definitely seems like one of those games we might not play on launch, but might play like a week or two after. But we'll see. Not to mention, it's coming out at a really weird time. I believe it's coming out like nearly the exact same day as Mario Party. I think it's like 1 day off from when Mario Party comes out. And you know I'm going to be busy with Mario Party when it comes out. Oh yeah, that's something else that the Direct announced the other day too. We are getting N64 games. And they're going to have online support, quite a few of them, which is kind of interesting. How that will pan out. Meaning something like Mario Kart 64 would have online play for the first time ever. I really hope they add the Mario parties to it. Also, they didn't add Bomberman. Bomberman 64 was a really, really good Bomberman game. It's also one of the only few Bombermans I ever played. But whenever I think of, like, Bomberman, that's like the exact game I think of. Bomberman 64. It's a relatively short game, though. But it's multiplayer, and it's really good. You're holding out for GoldenEye? Yeah, wasn't that like one of the most popular things ever on N64? Yeah, I'm definitely probably not getting it initially. We don't even know the pricing on it yet. It's definitely one of those things, if we do get it, we're just going to get it for a single month and then just play it out like crazy. Because that's one of the subscriptions that doesn't really make much sense to keep subscribing to. So hopefully they don't make the 1 month subscription like substantially more than the year-long one. This is like $10 so we can go play all the N64 games again after they add a few more. That wouldn't be too bad. Currently, the only thing really there that we haven't already played for the most part, well, all of them I've already played, but I mean like for stream or something, probably Mario Kart 64. Because we already did the first Mario game, the Mario 64 thing. What is it called? I actually completely forget its full name. And the other ones, oh no, I can't remember what the full list was. But not too many interesting things was on the initial release list that we'd go out of our way for. Also, the first Smash wasn't on it either, oddly enough. The first Smash almost seems like a demo for the series at this point. No reason not to add it. Maybe they're waiting until the final Smash character gets in. And then once they don't have any more Smash content to add, they'll be like, oh hey, why don't you play the very first one? Nostalgia. But yeah, N64 is actually the first console I ever had. So I've played almost like every game that has ever been on it. Oh yeah, there is one though. I never have played Banjo-Kazooie. I forgot, they actually were able to get the rights to that from Microsoft. Since they sold it. And then theoretically rebought it. Oh yeah, Jack Black playing Bowser is amazing. Though I have no clue who any of the other actors are. Because I don't know actors. I just happen to know Jack Black. And like a very small few other amount. Yeah, Jack Black for Bowser is going to be amazing. So I have not a single clue who anyone else was. Yeah, we didn't get a third Nerf for Vault event, which is nice. Yeah, that means they haven't nerfed it again. It's the exact same as it was the previous event. Which still has, you know, both the initial 2 nerfs. But no third nerf was added to the nerf pile. So the exact same it was previous Vault event is how it is now. And likely how it's going to stay. Not yet, TM. I know, right? They haven't third nerfed it. Yet. Well, at least for this Vault event, it's the same as the previous Vault event. Hopefully it'll stay this way. Because this is still insanely good loot. Mostly Vault keys, though. The other loot's kind of got nerfed into the ground to the point where you're almost getting nothing. But the Vault keys are still good. Well, there we go. First one's down. Let's see what we have. Let's see. Wow, we got 4 epic Vault keys? I guess some of those mythics I thought were actually epic Vault keys. I thought we only got 2. Let me go check my initial key stash. We had 322 and 141, 322 and 141, 322 and 141, 322 and 141. Oh yeah, let me go grab my epic Vault key thingy. This is how many we got last time. And this is how many we're about to get this time. Okay, numbers. I already forgot the numbers I was saying. Fail. 322. Which means we found 26 Vault keys. So let's go update these numbers. So we found, how do I change the number again? There it is. 26. No, that's not the number I wanted. I will get this. Okay, so we need 26. I assume our pity is 8. And epic shall be, 3, surprisingly. Pretty beefy amount then. Oh no, so sorry, 4. Gosh, too many menus. There we go. You know what? We actually got 9 pity. I'm calling it now. We got 9 pity. Yeah, how many pity did we get? 10! Ooh. I got a lot of pity. I'm not sure if I ever hit 10 in the very first one. Though we've only had like 3 tries because we've only had 3 Vault events since then. And the first one you couldn't even do it, so technically the last Vault event was the only one. I think we hit 9 or 8 on it last time. So hey, the power of controller! It does make you go quick. Or at least quicker. There we go. So already we have found 40 Vault keys. If this was a pre-Nomapalooza Vault event, so if this was like 3 Vault events ago, we would have gotten that in a single weekend. And now we get it within 15 minutes. That is insane. Though that assumes you already have a Nomapalooza set up. But you should always have at least some reserve of a few Nomapaloozas saved for the beginning of a Vault event because of that. But anyways, well, let's do it again. This will put us under though, so after we do this one, we'll probably go grind for some more Nomapaloozas. But for now, let's go and use another one. Let me double check through chat because I am so bad at reading chat while we're doing that. Can you request an elhay appearance when I hit level 1,700? Sure. We can go get elhay for that. Yeah, I see your question, Isabel. But yeah, we can end up doing it. Let's see. You can't even fast farm them until December. Wait, does Switch even have the Nomapalooza yet? I think it does. Though, of course, to really quick farm it, you do need access to the Iron Hawks. And yeah, Switch doesn't have Ironhawk yet, does it? Because Ironhawk came in earlier this year. So that means it's probably still about another 2 months until Switch gets Ironhawk. But yeah, I don't normally mention too much about Switch version. But if you are on the Switch version, keep an eye out soon. Or start saving your diamonds for, like right now, save literally every diamond you get for Ironhawk. Because, yeah, you're going to need 2 of them. Or actually, start saving your Glory Gem Guild and VIP keys, actually. Because any mythics that are coming out between now and Ironhawk on Switch, they are not worth it compared to Ironhawk. It's just so important to have 2 Ironhawks. You can still farm stuff like that without it. It's just so much quicker with it. It's about 50% quicker than not having double Ironhawk. Or double Ironhawk's quicker. 50% quicker than not having it. And obviously you can still farm without it. It's just substantially quick. I forgot, we need to keep restarting the game after like ever so many because it glitches out like crazy. Though I found out there's actually a glitch with Puzzle Quest 3 where it literally crashes the game if you spam click too quickly. That's not good. At least Gems of War doesn't crash. It just lags. Which is about as bad as crashing though. Oh, do we still have Steam open? I need to figure out how to disable that again. I had it disabled forever, and then for whatever reason, one of the updates brought it back on. And I have no clue where in all the billions of menus on Steam is the location to stop it so you don't show up as online whenever you go log in. My Steam friends list is probably like 90% people who I used to trade with in Dota 2. Back when we used to do that. Also, look at this lag. Wow, that's a lot of lag. Why is that lag so absurdly high already? What's that low room in? 20 minutes of getting paid to do nothing. Nice. But you found your fourth what? Oh, Frederick. I was wondering what that stood for. It's that one, Battle Crasher. Or not Battle Crasher, what's his name? The Verse, no? Yeah, we really need to start resetting the game between every single one of these sets. Gosh, that lag is very strong right now. Forgot how much controller messes it up. Really wish they would fix some of the controller support for this game. But yeah, no time soon. But early next year, maybe even a little bit earlier than that, we might actually have a proof of concept for a game that I'm working on right now. Very slowly. Though we're probably also going to try to make some like some really basic free games, just to test a couple concepts before I code it into the actual game though. And probably one of them I'll try releasing to Steam just for the experience of doing it before we actually do a real proper game. But I have been working on it behind the scenes. Though it's still way far away from having a presentable anything. And even when we initially do, there's going to be a lot of placeholders for budgetary purposes. And also because it shows hitboxes, which is convenient. It'll make sure all the hitboxes are actually the correct size as well. By literally making the graphics the size of the hitbox. Let's see. Can you say, what are the daily VIP login rewards? Are they any good? I forget what it is for every category. I know when it's max, it's 3 gem keys and then like 5,000 gold for the other 4 days, if I'm not mistaken. Oh wait, that's not the VIP. Well, what are you referring to by VIP rewards? Do you mean like that thing for global chat, having that really high? Because that once fully maxed gives 3 gem keys and 10,000 gold per week. Which isn't a lot, but it adds up, I guess, over time. Hey, another epic Volky, nice. How many souls do you think an average player could grind over the course of this event? A lot. Even with the nerf, a lot. Because you have to keep in mind, even non-Nomapalooza is still around like 20 to 30,000 souls per hour. Just off of soul gnomes. Just while trying to verse farm. Even if you're using a team that doesn't gain any souls naturally. I'm not sure how much you get from doing Nomapalooza for an hour straight, though. Mostly because I haven't really tested the exact data points for resources when you're in Nomapalooza specifically. But I do know it's around 20 to 30,000 without any soul farming on your team outside of Nomapalooza. So, like, if we were to go with this team and start using it to farm souls, or, you know, just start trying to get verses, it would be about 30,000 per hour. And it'd be about 20,000 with roaming build. Gosh, that lag screen. Look at how long it stays black screen. We're pretty much getting into the next battle while it's still doing black screen there. The bonus VIP rewards, I'm not sure exactly which one you're referring to. Oh, I think it just gives us a few keys every single day or something. It's pretty bad. All the ones that give you like a small amount of keys every single day, they're basically like getting 0 resources. Is that what you're referring to? But yeah, it gives you like a small amount of keys every day depending on how high your VIP is. Now, ridiculously high ones, you even get gem keys. I think we only get like a few glory keys or something though. But it's pretty bad. Because at VIP 7, I think we get like, what, 2 or 3 glory keys per day? Which is basically the equivalent of getting nothing. One single battle is worth like that amount of loot if there's even a glory gnome in it. Oh no, I just made the dimensions weird. We're spam clicking too much. Yeah, we definitely need to go reset the game. Also, to go reset the size. I'll wait till this Palooza is over. Try fixing it some. As we go through the super lag screen. So I need to fix the handle on this. It's not tight enough. There we go. So it doesn't slip off our hand. Yeah, I do need to go get that bandana in a little bit. Gotta get that potassium. Yeah, I got a whole nother thing of bananas the other day. I didn't eat any yet because they were still a little green. But they're actually really ripe today. So it'd be the perfect day for bananas. Good night, Gimli. We'll catch you later. So that's weird. My chats are reversed this time around. The one on the side of my stream thingy, not the one above me, but the one that I can visually see, is occurring before the one that I'm looking at in chat right now. Where my behind-the-scene thingy is. That's kind of weird. I'm not sure why it's sometimes the other way around. Because sometimes the one I'm looking at via YouTube is quicker than the one I can see through my program. And now the one I can see through my program is quicker than the one in chat. The one above me, I believe, is always the quickest, though. Oddly enough. Or one of the quickest. Though it might still seem delayed because of the stream delay. Not because the one above me is actually delayed. Just because of the natural stream delay. You're full of coffee. Yeah, I should probably go get some caffeine. I'm still in the waking up phase. I woke up like, what, 40 minutes ago, 50 minutes ago? Technically, I woke up about an hour ago, but I set the alarm for like another 10 or 20 minutes because I was like, sleep. Hello, Marcelo. Welcome. Is Isabel a girlfriend? No. Gosh, I haven't had a girlfriend for ages. Or any partner, for that matter. I just haven't bothered the last few years. In the last 2 years, probably mostly because of the virus, obviously. But even before then, I haven't really been bothering with it. Oh no, we're lagging so hard I can't even do anything. There we go. It feels even laggier than normal, too. Definitely gotta do a game reset. But yeah, dating in general is really, like, annoying. Because every single dating app is pretty much pointless. And trying to do it in person is just physically annoying. Especially since I'm still kind of too introverted for that to even really bother. Tasta is actually a monk IRL. I don't know, dating is really expensive. Like, if you're a female, it's not. But dating is generally expensive. Between travel from location to location, especially when you don't have a car. As well as, you know, just eating out and other things. And doing stuff together. Is a lot more expensive than how I would normally live. And that would be just basic grocery food and nothing else. And barely ever splurging on anything unless I go on, like, a whole vacation. Though when I do see my dad in New Jersey, I might end up visiting Isabel. We'll be close enough. I might go say hi. Still gonna be like a few hours away from where I am in New Jersey, though. It would be the closest I'll ever be to her area in New York. To go say hi. We saw hi to Defiant when we were in Chicago a couple months ago. He took us out to Red Lobster. It was really good. Actually, it was the only restaurant I've eaten at in quite some time. I still haven't. Because before I didn't because of the virus, and lately I haven't because I've made such a habit because of the virus to not eat out. That I basically haven't been eating out, like, at all. Barely. Yeah, taking a whole year off of fast food and anything like that has really made my habit of eating out so much less. Which is kind of convenient. Because the first few months it was just because of the pandemic. And then after that, it was just to challenge myself to go an entire year. And then after that, it was, even though I still like did it occasionally, it was just built up such a habit of not doing it, which was by intention, that, yeah, I just don't do it anymore. Which saves you a surprisingly high amount of money. The amount of money I have probably saved this year from not eating out is so high, especially last year. Because it didn't do it at all. I've been doing it occasionally this year, but way, way less than normal. Or at least prior anyways. Yes, home-cooked meal is best meal. I hate cooking, though. There's a problem with that. I normally just have, like, salads and stuff. Just picked up fresh salad the other day as well when I picked up the bananas. And a few other knick-knack stuff. Oh yeah, we really need to restart the game. That black screen is taking so long to load through. The black abyss of nothingness. Also, this pose should almost be over. Also, we really need to go disable the thing. So it stops preparing random peoples. Oh yeah, isn't Amazon's new MMO coming out soon? I almost forgot about that. I'm not sure how that thing in the corner reminded me of that. I'm definitely not going to be playing it, though. But something like called New World, I believe it's called. It's a new MMO. that when it launches, probably going to have a 100,000 player base and then die within a month. But I generally don't get into the MMO genre these days. It's just such a time sink. Okay, let's see. Let's go track our numbers, and while we're tracking our numbers, let's go restart this game before it lag spikes like crazy again. Also, while I'm doing this, let me go disable the other thing. Oh yeah, I also need to go change the dimensions to be correct. Where on earth is Gems of War? There it is. Oh yeah, it's out this upcoming Thursday. There, we got 14 pity. And wow, we got a lot of epic Volkeys. We're at 7 epic Volkey. 7, 14. And how many keys did we start with? 1, 3, 2, 2. Which means we're currently at 4, 3. That's not the number I wanted to change. That's the number I wanted to change. There we go. Alright, there's our numbers. Okay, so now that we are now under 10 Nomapalooza, as per usual, I think it's time to go farm for one. So let's keep farming until we have at least another verse, particularly verse 2. Verse 2 and 4, the main ones holding us back. For the longest time, it's been verse 4. Though, it might shift back to verse 4 again. Oh, yeah, what do they have for flash offers? Oh, don't bother with that. That is so bad value now. That should be like 10 vault keys. But anyways, let's go do some normal farming. So, of course, this is what we'd have to do if we had 0 verses. As well as right now. Because we're still going to need to farm more at some point. And we'll do a mix of Nomapalooza into just farming the actual things. Oh yeah, I forgot to change the dimensions. Let me go do that. Because it's still off, and it will drive me crazy that it's still off. There we go. It has been fixed. Oh, good thing we didn't do another Palooza. That thing would have lived as well. What are you doing surviving? But then again, never mind. That wouldn't have mattered for Nomapalooza. I forgot that they all get replaced. Oh, no, it still mattered because the other one still has enough durability. The Soul Gnome. Yeah, I know. Isabel helps us so much. So greatly appreciated. She does a lot for us. And if Isabel wants, we might be needing assets for some of our games. I'm pretty sure I'm going to learn how to do pixel art, though. So for that aspect, I'm going to probably be doing myself. There's also a few other things I know I'm going to need that I'll likely have to get professionally. But there are quite a few things that we could end up getting that can be done a little bit more manually. Also, I started commissioning music for the first time as well. It's a pretty fun experience. The person I got's a little bit less experienced overall, but the pricing is like so ridiculously good on it that I figured, why not? Might as well give it a shot. Because generally when you commission music, from what I've seen, it looks like it's anywhere from about like, generally like $50 to $100 per minute, effectively. And I found someone who's like $20 per minute. And by minute, I mean a minute of finished product. Which isn't that bad. And I figured I'd test 2 tracks. They'll find a purpose for somewheres. The really generic-y ones that could fit anywhere as well. But unique enough to still sound like their own thing. Yeah, commissioning music's a lot different than commissioning art, that is for sure. The only problem with the one I got is there's a bit of a language barrier. Because it's definitely obvious English is like, might be first language, but also possibly secondary. That doesn't know a lot of musical terms. Maybe I'm just so used to it because I have like a decade of music experience. I'm like looking at how much experience some of these people have like composing music. And it's like all less than a decade. Or at least all the cheaper ones on Fiverr. And it's like, wait, I've actually been studying music technically longer than them. I just don't know how to compose music effectively. Which is kind of funny because I'll mention like a couple terms and it's like, what are these things of which you speak? And that might also just be a thing with people that create music as well. Because they just probably think in a different way than like measures and stuff like that. Because whenever I think of music, I'm like, oh yeah, time signature, the key that it's in, like how you break down the notes and everything. And they might just think like, oh, the duration of the little bar thingies and everything like that. And the other things that you use to edit it. Because it's a little bit of a different process of how you would think about music if you thought of it like through sheet music compared to composing it through a program. Because I always think of it through the sheet music side. Oh yeah, no rush, Isabel. And I can end up paying you for the other stuff as well. Just let me know. Because I already know most of the assets I need. Everything pixel related I'm probably going to need to learn to do myself though. Because I did approximations as to what all the assets would cost. And I am pretty sure just the pixel art alone is almost 1,000. If I don't learn how to do it myself. And I have all the programs to do it, so I might as well. Some like the music stuff, I don't have like a proper program to compose music. And the cost to end up getting a program like that and then learning how to use it, it just isn't worth it compared to commissioning it out. But something like pixel art, I have every single program I need to do that effectively. I just need to figure out how on earth to do it. It seems like it wouldn't be too hard though. It's like MS Paint, but but graphics. And I'd probably just do it in Illustrator. So you can make them into a vector. Just in case we need it to be bigger. I highly doubt we'll need it to be bigger though. But you could adjust the size without it pixelating as much, which is nice. I know all the interface stuff we'll definitely have to do in Illustrator. Just in case we ever have an instance where it needs to be bigger. Otherwise, it'll look very pixelated otherwise. Yeah, it'll be a while before we have anything on the channel going over it. It is still in the very trying to learn how on earth to code properly stage. And I am doing in Game Maker Studio too. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be committing specifically to that. Once we learn how to code more, we might use something else. But it definitely seems like a good starting point. But I might just go all the way. I'm pretty sure Deltarune, even Deltarune Chapter 2 was just made in it, so. Some pretty amazing things can still be made in it. It definitely has its limitations though. But for what I'm doing, it should be fine. But yeah, games are expensive to make. That is something that is very obvious while pricing through everything. I think by the end of a single just project that we'd have, we're already going to be a few thousand down, if not more. The biggest savings, obviously, will be coding everything ourselves and doing all the sprites ourselves. Though there's some that we won't be able to do ourselves. Also, because there's some things that aren't sprites in the game. Also, the way I'm going for it currently, it has no animations as well. Or very minimal. I'm still not sure how I'm tackling the combat system. I kind of want to go down the Slay the Spire route, where you just make projectiles and effects and you kind of move things, but nothing actually like specifically is animated. Seems like the best way to go about it. I didn't even notice until like about 100 hours in that nothing was even animated in Slay the Spire. But yeah, it actually has no animations. It has like a few idling like movements and stuff like that. But even those aren't really animations. It's just, you know, moving it around physically. But I think some of them did have a few moving parts, but none of the characters really did. It was just all projectile stuff. Where you just animate the projectile and nothing else. Which is normally just a single asset that's moving across the screen. Or a quick flashy animation. But I've been doing a lot of research on other games as well, just to kind of see what they end up doing. You definitely notice there's a lot of stuff that you wouldn't initially really look for. I always find how the Darkest Dungeon ends up doing its animations to be kind of interesting too. Hey, we actually got one of those. That's what we're looking for. Because they get away with so few frames, but because of the camera angles and everything they do, it actually ends up working out pretty nice. I'm curious to see how they do it with 3D. Because, wow, we just got 2 verse gnomes in a row. That's pretty rare. But I'm curious to see how they do it in 3D. Because they're obviously going to animate stuff a lot more then. If they have 3D rigs for everything. Because that's one interesting angle that Darkest Dungeon 2 is going to be doing. Which is 1 month from today as far as that launching. Though it's launching in beta. It's still a good year and a half before it's finished. I've always wanted to make my own game. And something I've been finally starting to slowly get around to. There's just so many things you have to worry about. And the main one being the coding. Coding's definitely the biggest issue. But then you have to worry about all the assets, all the music, all the everythings, all the sound effects. I haven't even started worrying about sound effects yet. That's one of the few things I'd probably use free generic ones if I could find of. Like other assets I would want to have custom, but that is one thing that I probably wouldn't care if they're generic sounding. As long as they sound like the sound they need to sound like. Yeah, Darkest Dungeon 2 is going to be a while before it's really launched, because what they're doing is they were bought out for at least a year for Epic exclusivity. Then after that, they're probably still going to be in beta of some form. And then after that, they'll finally launch. So yeah, it could be upwards of like 2 or 3 years. Game development takes time. Do I care about Diablo 2 Resurrection? I played Diablo 2 ages ago when I was younger. Gosh, when was the last time I played Diablo 2? I think I was like 6 years old or 7 years old, something really young. When did it initially come out? Like 1999, 2000, 2001, around there? It was 2001, I was 7 years old when I played Diablo 2 the last time. I Can't remember when it came out. I know I played it when it came out when I was a kid, though. At my cousin's place. But no, we won't be bothering with Diablo 2 Resurrection. Did that just recently come out? Actually, what is the next game we'll be covering? I know there's a billion games kind of coming out at once next month. Because we have 3 games all coming out in the same week that I kind of want to do. 2 of which we are definitely doing. The other one's still up in the air. In the last week of October, we are getting... actually, there's something early October that we might end up doing. Actually, a few things. Hold up. One of them I already played before, and the other one I didn't. I might end up doing that. So, as far as the end of October, there's 3 games that we're likely going to be playing. Definitely 2 of them. Those 3 games, in order which they're coming out, is Darkest Dungeon 2 Beta is coming out first. I believe on that Tuesday of the last week of October. Then that Friday, Mario Party comes out. And either the day before or the day after Mario Party comes out, Voice of Cards is coming out. Which I'm not sure if I'll be covering. But, I don't know. I like what it did, overall, the game. And I kind of want to see more of it. The demo was such a tease. My biggest concern is that the game might overall be a little bit too easy. I'm pretty sure there's some challenge throughout it, though. But, I don't know. We'll see on that one. As far as early October, actually, there's a game that we might end up doing next week leading up to it. So there's a company called Illuministy, I believe. I can't remember exactly. So, I used to think this was a company I knew nothing about. However, there actually was one game I played from them ages upon ages ago that I didn't actually realize they were that company. So they were the company that did It'll Do, which is like a spin-off kind of rip-off of Legend of Zelda kind of thing with their own IP. And they did Card City Nights. I'm not sure if any of you have heard of Card City Nights. It's a pretty small thing. But I'm considering doing the first and second game. I never actually played the second game. The first one was pretty good, and we played through that again. But, yeah, I think we're going to mess with that. Because they actually have a really hyped game coming up soon, which is they somehow got the ability to do the most recent Nintendo Fighter game. So there's a new Nintendo Fighter game coming out that's actually getting quite a bit of hype. So I figured we'd mess around with it a little bit. But before we do, I figured we lead up with the my favorite game that they've done, which is Card City Nights in the sequel. Haven't played the sequel, but the first one was really good. And I believe the game's short enough that we could do it in almost one stream. I think you can finish out 1 or 2 streams. I can't remember. I know I have like 50 hours in the game, but I think that was mostly post-game stuff. I'm pretty sure. And I have no clue how long the second game is. But I highly doubt it's longer than like 10 hours. But yeah, some pretty hyped characters got announced for the Nintendo Fighter game as well. Obviously, they got some of the classics like SpongeBob, but they also end up getting some from some very, very weird series. And they also got the Last Airbender stuff. So I'm not sure we officially know what all of them are yet. Though they definitely obviously got Aang. It's always going to be interesting to see what kind of roster they end up getting then. Nickelodeon just has so many to choose from. As far as good fighters. Hello, Seishi Ninja! No worries. We've just been grinding. And so far, pretty good loot overall. Hello, NASA! Welcome. Yeah, every single month now, we should start streaming some of our backlog of billion games that we have. Because, gosh, do we have a lot of them these days that we still haven't gotten around to. The rate of new games coming is just too high. It's always fun playing the flashier new ones, but then there's always like so many old ones that we haven't gotten around to. Can you give a quick overview to how to approach the Vault events? Pick the quickest win team you possibly have, spam it on Explore at a low difficulty, ideally Explore 1 unless you're doing a Rowain team, which you can go slightly higher. And keep killing things as quickly as you can. There are basically two builds that you can use. One is Rowain Quick Kill, which is basically just Rowain with Leprechaun and Mirage Queen. This is generally what you're going to be using. The other one is Ironhawk build, which is what we're doing right now. There's an in-between one if you have one Ironhawk as well, where you run Slayer Hero class. This can be used to farm gnomes like we're doing right now, but it can't be done to do the Gnomapalooza itself, because you don't have enough damage. We've heard the backlog return a few times. Hey, we're actually going to be doing it, though. Soon. Soon, TM. Very soon, TM. Yeah, next week we're probably gonna do Card City nights next week. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Probably gonna be Card City night week. Though ironically we'll be playing it during the day. Because I think we could finish up both the two games within 3 streams. Actually, there could be possibly you could complete them both in 1 stream. Ideally, that would be the case. I can't remember how long either are. Well, I don't even know how long the second one is. But I can't recall if the first one's beatable in 1 stream. Given that we already have a slight working knowledge of the game, it might be. Because I always find it interesting because generally when we do other games as well, it's always like the first stream or two that always gets like the most views, and then like the rest of it's kind of just goes downhill. That's with like every YouTube channel. So theoretically, if we just kept playing different games, they could all potentially get the higher amount of views, in theory. Mostly because it's more interesting to see something different. Because most people by like the first one know if they like the game or not. But people might not know if they like something if they haven't seen it yet. So they will look. I still like going in-depth in a small amount of games though, rather than playing a large variety. But if we're ever going to catch up on backlogs, gonna need to actually play a bunch of things. Loading screen, go. Oh yeah, or you can use Phoenicia team, sure. Yeah, you could trophy farm Phoenicia team for highest trophy rate in the game while farming gnome stuff. That is a thing that can be done. It also allows you to get slightly more tokens because it allows you to explore 5 or 6. Which most of these teams don't get anywhere near. Excuse me. Did we ever find verse 2? I can't remember. I think we did. We found 1 Savage Lips. So we should have 10 rolls right now. Unless we got another verse 4 if I'm not mistaken. Still grind a little bit more on them, and then throw some more paloozas. We've only gotten about 1 this hour, or 1 new one, but we haven't been farming the whole hour. We've only been farming half the hour. We already got another set. Ideally, want to find at least one more, though. Before we start the Palooza again. Ideally, it's verse 2 as well. I'll take any of them. Also, there's one game that a couple people have wanted me to try to play in the past I've still never gotten around to. Might do that in the upcoming few weeks. Let's see if I can even remember what it was called. I don't think I can off the top of my head. I know where it is in my Steam library, though. If we go on the other page, I'm just not sure how to get it while you're already in the game section. I think we're finally going to get around to that. I'm not sure how, what the game's even that much about, though. But quite a few people said if you like Gems of War, you would end up liking it. Someone gifted it to us a while back. Someone even donated it for us to play it at some point, and I still never got around to it. Definitely need to, though. You farmed up 7 Cindies since you started stream. But then again, you're doing 3 times Ironhawk. Yeah, we are doing the double cast build. However, there is the single Ironhawk build. Actually, for what we're doing right now, we could actually be using the single Ironhawk build. Then it gets to lag even more. That's not what I want, is it? No. What even is that team? Oh, that's that one team. I know what that is. Do I not have one saved of the other variant? I don't think I do currently. Let's see, Ironhawk. I might as well change the banner to be correct. Gnome grinder. Like, this thing only fails if we're up against the Mythic. Is the only time it's gonna fail. Yeah, this doesn't work when you're doing the other thing, but it does work for verse farming. This, however, would not work for gosh, what's it called? It would not work for Palooza, but it would work for verse farming. The good old one cast. Now we get to lag the screen even more. Poor black screen Abyss. We're getting us the next match before we can even load the map. Did they nerf anything? No, they didn't nerf anything. They didn't do the triple nerf. They finally decided to not nerf anything for once. It's the exact same as it was last Vault event, which still has the previous 2 nerfs, but doesn't have a 3rd new one. Luckily. Oh, so we almost have a level. I would say we'd hand out a code when we hit that level, however, that level's still a ways away, so we might hand it out a bit earlier than that. Though we are probably gaining that level this stream. I don't know, maybe we'll hand out the code actually based on that level. It's actually not that far away. We are doing the quickest XP rate in the entire game right now. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Do we have 100% XP right now? I hope we do. Hold up. I forgot, it is a Guild War week. We do? Ooh. Are we about to win this today as well? That's one thing I forgot about Guild Wars being simultaneous to this. There's one benefit to it. The XP bonus is amazing. It's very rare that you get the synergy there. We might not win today, though. Boo. Come on, Guild. Get those points in. Let's get those flawless victories. But yeah, it's pretty important to get the extra XP this weekend. And we got it today, so we got to utilize that while we can. I was wondering, it seemed like our EXP bar was moving a little bit quicker than normal. Even though it might not seem like it because it's barely moving, but it did look like it was slightly noticeable. And the reason for that is we have 100% extra EXP bonus right now. That would explain it. Yeah, we'll definitely hand out code when we get a level then. Because that should actually not take that long then, if we have 100% bonus. Still takes a little while though. But not as much as it would take otherwise. But I almost forgot about that value related to this event. Even though we have to waste time doing the actual Guild Wars, we still get time savings because of the EXP increase. So the EXP rate that we get is pretty insane then, while still doing the vault grind. Great time to grind then. Even more so than normal. Because you can get all the benefit from vault event while also getting all the benefit of having 100% extra XP if your guild won the previous day. I really wish they would fix that lag screen. The big issue is that it goes all the way back to the menu too, instead of just having a rebattle on that one screen, like they used to have. Do you think 2 hours is enough to do daily stuff for Gems of War and Puzzle Quest 3 eventually? Yes. Theoretically, you already can. They're gonna miss a few things in Puzzle Quest 3 if you do it that way. It also depends how much you do for Gems of War. Because Gems of War has a few optional dailies, in the sense that not doing them's not going to make or break your resource gains. One of those being 3 daily arenas, which most people don't do. Like theoretically you could every day, but most people don't. The value of it's pretty low. It's valuable enough that it's okay to do it, but it's not so valuable that you will not care if you don't do it. Though one daily that I don't do in Gems of War that a lot of people probably still do is Underworld. If you don't have Underworld completely maxed, it is very beneficial to be doing that every single day. The only reason you don't see me doing it is we do have the Underworld max with over 100,000 spare shards. So there isn't as much of an incentive for us to go do the Underworld every day. However, it is the one daily for Gems of War that you generally don't see me doing, even though it's a really good daily. It's just because we don't have a need to do it anymore. Kind of like how you never see me farming up classes because, well, they're all maxed already. You love the sound of the 3 Ironhawk kill, I know, right? It makes a really big, like, AoE sounds of them being hit by 3 AoEs at once. But they're slightly separated from each other because one triggers then the next and the next, so it makes a bigger sound than if you had 2 of them in your team, or 1. Ah. Gosh, I almost feel like I need a nap again today. I've been doing that a lot lately. Like separating my sleep into 2 sleeps. I'm just making it so I almost need to do 2 sleeps now. I'm starting to get used to it. What on earth is that text? Okay, I think it's finally time to go restart. Before we invent our own language with how broken the text is. Oh, do we need this pet? We do not. We do not. Oh yeah, how are our verses doing? I want to have 11 before we do another one again. We have 10. I need another verse 2. And then we'll need verse 4. Because that will once again be our lowest once we get another verse 2. Still tied with 4, but I mean, tied with 2, but pretty sure 4 will re-become our worst one again. Yeah, Gems of War, even if you don't have that much time to play the Vault event on a given weekend, given that your guild likely does, it's a great weekend to be checking the game every hour if you have the time. Because if you ever want to farm a lot of pets, Vault events is the time to do so. Because even if you don't have as much time and you just check in, pet battles take under 5 minutes to go do. And then you can just come and do those. Unfortunately, you don't have any chance of finding gnomes while you're doing pets. But you get all the value of the pets. And every pet copy you get is basically a gem savings of 100, approximately. Like 75 to 100, depending on how you look at it. You haven't gotten any of the 4 new verse gnomes yet? Yeah, they were pretty annoying to get. They're also at a pretty low drop rate. This is somewhat a good thing, as weird as that may seem, because it makes it so they don't overbloat the drop table, which would have nerfed the overall loot. So it's kind of good that they drop at a really low pace. Hey, there's the verse 2 I was looking for. Nice. Well, now verse 4 is our lowest again, tied at lowest. Though verse 2 is also our lowest. But, yeah, the verse gnomes are very rare to find in the Valky drop table. This is actually not a bad thing, though, because if they were super common, they would block out the actual useful loot. So since they're pretty low drop rate, it's actually good because they don't block the drop table as much. Though, of course, it makes it annoying to try to find them initially. Though it's overall better because at least they don't block the drop table as much. Yeah, I think it was taking us like 100 vault keys per verse gnome. And then, of course, it's random which one you get. So it seems like they drop at about 1%. Yeah, next Saturday is the Carindera pet. 1 week and 1 day from today. It is the very first time a season pass pet is available for free. Up to this point, they have all been money locked. However, this will be the first time you'll be able to get it with in-game currency. Getting a copy of it's completely free, and to max it out will probably cost around 2,500 gems or so. Though, of course, there's very little incentive to max it out. Unless you're like full-blown completionist while also being free to play. I'm even pretty sure most completionists don't bother trying to max out every pet. It's just so expensive, gem-wise. Pretty sure very few people have bothered to do that. And even the people that have, it is actually literally impossible to max every pet. There are a few of them that have never had an opportunity to be able to buy multiple copies of it, meaning that it's quite literally impossible to max them. Xbox servers are experiencing degraded performance, I know, right? It's all the people running Dust Devil. It's all the people winning within seconds. I haven't seen that message on the PC mobile version of the game, though. So many one-shots. Also, we're getting really close to that level. We'll hand out a code once we hit that level. That's also probably going to be when we start doing Nomapaloozas again. Switch from the grind to Nomapalooza farm. And also the time when we're going to restart the stream, because it's probably going to be laggy again by then. We definitely want it to be unlaggy before using a Nomapalooza. So close yet so far. That 100% EXP is doing such noticeable work though. It's not a double of our EXP, but it's about 33% more than what we'd be getting otherwise. Maybe even a bit closer to 40%. Because I believe we have, what, a 165% EXP bonus right now, somewhere around there. Which is technically 265, the 100% base into whatever else you're getting. And then that 100% would bring it to about 365. Which is like what, about a 30-40% difference compared to what we'd have in increase. Somewhere around there. The battle, or not battle, I keep calling them battle crush. There's another verse gnome I made. Oh yeah, wasn't that verse 4? You don't see the point of hoarding verses. You always want to have a few at the beginning of an event. I just always try to keep around 10. I pretend that 10 is 0. But it's mostly just to have a few at the beginning of a Vault event for when you don't have as many. So let's say, for example, we go on vacation again for a week. Because the next time we'll be doing that will probably be this holiday for December, maybe around New Year's time. But let's say we have a Vault event during that time. Well, we're not going to have as much time to do the Vault event. So what we could do is throw down a few of those verse gnomes, or no, you know, the Nomapaloozas, and then be good to go. And it's like we farmed the entire weekend just by using a couple verses, or you know, a couple of Nomapaloozas. And that's the main reason for it, is if you don't have a lot of time on a given Vault weekend, you can just throw a few Paloozas and you're good to go. That's the main reason why you want to have a reserve. There's no particular reason as to why I'm just keeping 10. You probably want to keep like a few sets, but I don't know, I just kind of chose 10 as our number to keep. You definitely want to keep at least a few spares though. You don't necessarily need 10 though. But I would say at least 3. That's how many you'd want to hold on to. Something in my nose. I was wondering why I was starting to get sniffly. Hate when it happens out of nowhere. There we go. Should be good. Nose has been getting clogged a bit lately. Not sure why. We already got past the seasonal allergy phase. Still trying to do something though. Though flu season is around the corner. No, I'm normally generally pretty fine during flu season. And that reminds me, I need to go to the bank. Almost forgot about that. That's something I haven't been doing much the last year. Banking. So we got to start using some of that money to make the game. I feel like probably like a third of the money this YouTube channel makes this upcoming year is going towards making the game. I'm pretty sure. Something like a few hundred a month going towards it. Or somewhere's around there. You haven't been to a bank in 2 years? I believe I haven't been to a bank for about 7 months. I have pretty much everything running through it these days as well. Like the ad revenue we make literally just goes straight into it too. It's kind of convenient. Oh no, he's gonna live. That's the one issue with this team. I found a backup plan though. Got the mana. Oh, we could have just taken Skull as well. I was assuming we would not have access to a Skull. Oh, come on, give us an Orpheus. That's the best thing we can get from a level 1 chest. That is how bad the drop table is. One single Orpheus is the best possible drop. That is how bad it is. Alright, we'll go hand out a code when we get that level, and then we'll go back to doing Paloozas. And then we'll go back to grinding again. Gotta alternate between the two. Generally, the way that's gonna go down is we farm for an hour and then do like half an hour of Palooza. And then alternate between back and forth. As we get unlucky, that's generally what's going to happen here for Vault events. Now that we technically have pretty much no spares as far as Paloozas are concerned. Unless we want to start eating below 10. But it's basically going to be 1 hour of farm, 2 hours Palooza. In inverse order, where we start with the Palooza and then do the farm. What am I doing that for? We already have the win condition. Just taking that like we needed it, like in the other battle. I only need it for the mythic, though. I'm so close to the level. Also, hey, 29 more levels till we hit 1,700. That was the goal by the end of the year. Hit 1,700. Ah, there it is. There's that level. Gosh, I go so quick with 100% extra. All in on purple, almost 500. Alright, anyways, let's go hand out code. And let me go restart the game as well. And while we're restarting it, I can go hunt down the code. So we don't even waste any time. Where is the code? I clicked on it, it didn't open. There it goes. Grab that, click cut the code in half. Put the cut code right over here. Put that over there, click refresh, put that over in the other section. And there's the link, and here's the everything. Here you guys go. There's the redeem code used on gemsofwar.com, or for the game code section. Your invite code can be found in your settings menu. Whatever your game says right over here is what you put in for your invite code. Redeem code's right over there in chat. So copy paste the random numbers and letters starting with Q5. Hey, we almost got a QR code again. Oh, sorry, that's a 05. My bad. And by 05, I mean 05. That's an O, and it's followed by a 5. Way to make that even more confusing. But it's an O and then a 5. But anyways, it gives the same order as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Of course, you can just copy paste that as well on the usable and PC mobile version of the game. And enjoy, everyone. There you guys go. And definitely feel free to leave a like on the stream. Helps out a lot. And I heard it will increase your chance of finding vault gnomes or finding verse gnomes. If only. Liking the stream increases your luck. Anyways, let's go do some Palooza. We just restarted the game, so might as well. How many verse 2s do we have? Or how many sets? I think we're at 10 or 11 sets right now. We're at 11 sets. Missing that one verse 2. I'll still roll 2 of them right now. Okay, well, let's go back to the grind. Let's go Palooza. You have over 20 of one of them, and the other ones are at 0 and 3. Yeah, that can be quite a bit of an issue. What actually is our highest number on them? Our lowest one is 11. What's our highest one right now? Pretty sure it's like 27 or something. 19. They're not too far apart, actually. There's currently an 8 gap between my highest and lowest. That's not too bad. I know some people are in almost triple digits as far as their difference. Or getting near that point. You can get really unlucky with it. Anyways, let's go, and that's not what I wanted. Actually, how many vault keys total do we have right now? 1,365. That's so many. I wish it would show epic vault keys here. You have to go in your other menu to find it. Anyways, let's go do a Palooza. That's not where Palooza is. Palooza. We'll go run 2 of them. Though we'll do them one at a time. Even though you have the option to run multiple. Oh no, wrong team, wrong team, wrong team. Luckily for this particular battle, it should be fine. However, that is not the team I want. That's also not the team I want. That is the team I want. Oh, we got one of the verse gnomes. What verse was he again? 3? No, verse 1. Oh, gosh, I have the most of verse 1. Don't give me verse 1. We'll find in verse 2 within our Gnomapalooza. Which gives us another Gnomapalooza, since that's the one we're mostly missing. Hey, epic vault key and a vault key, nice. Already getting the epics. Gosh, the music for this is so good. Vault key pretty much every battle, seemingly. I wish it actually was every battle. That'd be insane. Imagine if we had a guarantee vault key every battle. That's pretty close. Code past its maximum uses? Is it? It shouldn't be. We handed it out moments ago. I don't know. Has anyone else who just used it recently hit it max? It shouldn't. Last I recall, they have like 200 or 300 claims. I think 300. So this will last at least like an hour. Or half an hour. It gets spread pretty quickly. Because every one viewer could theoretically be 30 people. If every single one shares it with a guild. Oh, that's like 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, that sounds about right. It's normally about how long they go. Today was 5 minutes. Did it really die that quick? Some people spread it around ultra quick then if it died already. Because we have a pretty average amount of viewers today. Right now. It's pretty amazing. It already died. Some people are really efficient at spreading it. Very quickly. Also, now that I am commissioning music, I wonder how much they actually spent on this piece. Because I know they didn't make this in-house. Because I'm pretty sure all the music in this game has been outsourced, or, you know, just gotten from other means. Or they're just contracted for it. And I always use the word commission. I guess when a business does it, it's considered contracting. But generally when an individual does it, it's considered commissioning. I think that's how the terms work, right? I'm not sure. I always use the word commissioning. Generally contracting makes it assume it's like a longer deal. And not just like a single quick project. Because if I had to guess the price of this song, I'd probably say 200. 200 to 300. Like, it's definitely not anything overly convoluted. And its runtime, I believe, is about 3 minutes. He sent it to multiple Discords, might be why. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are some guilds that do that. It is possible to claim, one person claim all 30 of them. Either manually or by having a bot do it. I could have sworn they used to have bot protection on that page, didn't they? Apparently not good enough. Though it's not that long to manually do it. You just have to quick copy paste a billion times. Because one person could claim it for 30 people manually within 2 minutes. I feel like most people don't do that though. But it is possible too. So I'm not sure why I'm doing it in Blackhawk right now. I keep switching what kingdom I'm doing it to, though. It doesn't really matter for the most part. During a Gnomapalooza, it literally actually doesn't matter where you're farming, because they're all replaced with gnomes. For verse farming, it matters slightly. However, for the Gnomapalooza itself, it actually does not matter whatsoever what kingdom you choose. Because regardless of what you choose, your battle is 4 gnomes every fight. And that's never any different. No, we don't currently know yet, Isabel. We should be able to, though. Though I'm pretty sure worst comes to worst, we'll be able to get a 4th person. Shouldn't be too big a deal. Why does it matter for verse farming? If you're doing Rowan build or anything above Explore 2, or when they actually have traits, it matters what traits they have. If they have the Revive trait or anything similar that's annoying, or Empower, they'll mostly the Revive trait is going to be the main annoying one, that and Magic Reduction. So in that regard, that will matter when using Rowan or Phoenicia. The other thing that matters is the durability. Dust Devil Quick Kill, particularly the 20 damage Quick Kill one, does not have enough damage to kill every location, but it does have enough damage to kill a few locations like Black Hawk and Cinema Mirage and Wild Plains and stuff like that. So in those instances it matters. But it doesn't matter for Gnomapalooza because they're all 4 gnomes. And it will be 4 gnomes regardless of the kingdom. But it matters for verse farming because everything else is different. And it's not just all gnomes. After this Palooza, we'll go throw down another Palooza. And then we'll probably grind until we get at least another verse 2. But at this point, verse 4 is also holding us back. Now, didn't we get another verse 4? So we're actually 1 up on verse 4 compared to 2 again. So once again, verse 2 is our lowest. So much loot. Come on, click the thing. Will I still be opening Vault Keys after the event in this when this one's over? Not sure. Not sure what our current plan is for the Vault Keys. Because there's nothing in the drop table that we need. If we're opening them simply for the sake of opening them. Also, I'd want to wait till after the Vault event if we do open them. Not during. Yeah, we're starting to get a lot. By the end of this event, we're going to have over 1,500 Vault Keys. And probably around almost 200 Epic Vault Keys. In total. And not just from this event, obviously in total. Though theoretically, you could still do that in one weekend, but you'd have to power grind like crazy. Like 20 plus hours a day. But it is theoretically possible to still get over 1,000 vault keys in a single weekend. It would just take forever. No, I do not want pets. Give me gnomes. Yeah, vault keys are almost becoming like treasure maps that are actually worth something. Where you have so many where it's starting to become intimidating to ever even bother trying to use them. The main difference though is you could never have so many vault keys that it wouldn't be worth trying to open them all. If you had 100,000, even if it took that many tens of thousands of, not tens of thousand hours, but you know, even if it takes hundreds of hours to open how many vault keys you have, the loot's just so good that it doesn't matter what the number is. Unlike treasure maps, where the loot payouts so bad. Alright, let's go see what our numbers are at. Well, we know our pity's at 17. Let's check the other two. Alright, so we have 17 pity. 8 epic. Oh, we only got 1 during that? That's unfortunate. What'd I say the other thing was at? 17? Probably 17. And what's the other number? We're at 120, or 322, which means we're at 6-3. So we got 20 during there. There we go. There are the numbers. Well, let's go restart the game and do it again. Throw down our Palooza and then do the gnome grinding again. That's basically going to be the pattern, ideally. 1 hour of farm and then 2 Gnome-Paloozas. So like half an hour of actually doing Gnome-Palooza. That's generally going to be the breakdown unless we get really unlucky while we're doing the verse farming part. Because that should even out for the most part most of the times. Alright, well, before we click that, let me just restart the game real quick so we can reset the lag. Also, I always find it funny that Steam page for this game says partial controller support, as we use partial of a controller. I always find that kind of funny. Because the game doesn't have full controller support with all the glitches that it has with it, that they're not going to bother fixing. But it's always funny because I'm quite literally using partial of a controller, since one Joy-Con is, you know, half the set. But it's all we need for the inputs. Oh yeah, did we get anything good off Adventure Board? I didn't even check earlier today. No, we did not. Though you do still get gnome drops while you're doing those. You don't for dungeons, but you do for you don't for dungeons, you don't for pets, you don't for Underworld, you don't for Guild Wars. However, you do for your daily adventure board, oddly enough, has a chance of giving you gnomes. Though nothing is good today. Just a bit of glory. Anyways, let's go do another one. And then we'll go back to grinding up a little bit more. Oh wait, am I using the right team? What team are we using right now? Oh yeah, we are, because we just finished a Gnome-Palooza. So we're still set to a Gnome-Palooza one. Oh wait, I need copies of this? How is this one so low? Oh wait, before we do, hold up. Change of plan. Let me go grab this pet before I forget. Slight change of plan. We just need a peripheral that we can just spam A on. That's what this is for. That is exactly what this is for. Oh no, unless there's some kind of way to do it where it wouldn't lag. There might be. Oh, okay, I was gonna say, you're supposed to get full mana. Come on now. How are we gonna get full mana without full mana? So close. Come on, there we go. Hopefully we get like 5 copies of this thing. But hey, it's the weekend to be getting pets. That is for sure. If there was any time to try farming for pets, now would be the time. Fortunately, that's not gonna be enough to clean. That will though. Oh, but now it won't be. And now it will. I've even got a map from that somehow. And I didn't see how many copies that was. Fail, I clicked too quickly. I give it to catch the replay though. Let's see. Gosh, even the replay was quick. Well, obviously it's the same speed as it was for the other thing. Let's see. We got 2 copies. Okay. Oh, more than one at least. We got more than one. It's kind of funny because the slight delay actually is helpful because it's if we want to check something, we could just look at it and it's like, oh yeah, there we go. Anyways, let's go and we should be set to the right team. So let's just go pop a Gnome because it shouldn't have changed our team from doing that. Palooza time. Wouldn't that be a fail if we accidentally used all of them? Ah, there we go. Right back to the team we were. Because doing pet battles or any kind of event battle doesn't actually change the team that you have set. Because it uses its own slot, unrelated to what you currently have. So it doesn't actually change your team. Which is why we're still set to this team, even though we're just using Phoenicia. Same would apply if we did the World event or Guild War. Actually, same would not apply for Guild Wars. Though it would apply to World event. As well as the pets. And we already got a Volky. I feel like a Palooza is pretty much just like a guaranteed 20 Volky and 1 Epic Volky pretty much on average. It can vary a bit. But that's pretty much what you're getting from it. Around there anyways. Could be slightly different with Rowan. I've never actually bothered doing a single Palooza with Rowan. Because it's just slower. So I'm not sure what the actual rates are. It should, in theory, be 50% slower. But I've never actually tested side by side for that specifically. No, so because there's no point if you have double dust level. I mean, double Ironhawk in me. Hello, Stardust. Welcome. Another Volky already. Shower us with Volkies. It still feels amazing that one Palooza is basically an entire Vault weekend pre Gnome Palooza events. It's one of the reasons why I haven't really cared about either the 2 nerfs. The third one would have been kind of devastating though. But one single Nomopalooza is still more loot than the entirety of a Vault Weekend. Prior to Vault Weekends having Palooza. At least from a Vault Key and Epic Vault Key perspective. Were we early? We started exactly on time. I said we'd start at noon, and we started at noon. At exactly noon. Yeah, we haven't been doing as many morning Gems of War streams lately. And I kind of prefer them at night. We still do the morning ones occasionally. The Vault Key, nice. Where are the epic ones at, though? Well, it's not getting any verse gnomes this time around, which is kind of funny because we've actually been getting pretty lucky with verse gnomes during Paloozas today. Like, almost every Palooza we've done has had 1 or 2 verse gnomes. One of them, I think, even had 3. It is theoretically still possible to get the entire Nomopalooza back from a Nomopalooza. The chance of it happening is so absurdly rare, though. But it's still possible. I don't think we've gotten higher than 3 in a single Palooza since the nerf, though. The one from the first season. Or not the first season, but the first nerf. When they drastically lowered the verse gnome rate. Only specifically in Palooza, though. The verse gnome rate outside of Palooza actually still has not been touched. Ah, there's the Epic Vault Key, nice. Found it. You wish you could acknowledge your unclaimed mail without claiming? Not sure what you mean by that. You can still claim them. Oh, you mean clicking it? Oh yeah, I know what you mean now. So it stops blinking. I know what you mean now. Yeah, I wish there was like a read all button for your mail. Where it like marks them all as red so it stops blinking. I understand what you mean though. Yeah, there's a claim all button, but there isn't like a read all button that would stop the blinking. I'm just kind of used to it at this point, just constantly blinking most weekends. Because we do the same for Arena event, and during Nomopalooza, it's also the same way, or Vault events, I mean. Where it's just blinking the whole time if you don't claim them. The main reason I deliberately don't claim them is it tells us the exact amount of pity we have without doing math. Otherwise, we'd have to do a lot of math. But it's a lot simpler just to not claim them, and then whatever number shows there is how many pity keys we've gotten. Just have to remember to never claim it during the weekends. And that way, if we ever want to know what pity we have, we literally just check the number. And that number is correct then. To our exact amount of pity. Though I'm not sure if calling them pity keys is even viable anymore. Because you literally get showered with dozens of them. Which isn't really much of a pity anymore. It was before when there was a chance you could get like 6 pity and still hit 0 vault keys. But now where you just get showered with them left and right. They're not really pity anymore. They're more like just a little bonus. They're more like bonus vault keys than pity vault keys. Because if you're doing even a single Nomapalooza, it is like near impossible for you to hit 0 vault keys, not counting pity. We're bound to get some amount. Even with the worst of luck, you're getting at least like 5. I think the worst we ever did was like 9 or something. Off of a Nomapalooza. Though I think we got a couple of epic vault keys, so it kind of evened out. Because whenever you get an epic vault key, you don't get a normal vault key. So obviously, it's much better to get the epic one. But does technically make your normal ones lower. I don't know, marquees are better than not marquees, so whatever we want to call them, as long as we're getting marquees from it. Big yawn. I might need to go take a nap soon, though. I need to go grab lunch before I do. I didn't eat any breakfast or lunch today. I was gonna go for that banana, but ended up not going for banana. I'm probably still gonna go for banana. Though I don't think I have any pudding in the house. Pudding with banana is amazing. I picked up bananas, but nothing to go with the bananas. I just picked up bananas for the sake of bananas. Do you get more loot if you do Explore 12 Zugoff? Yes and no. Yes, the loot that you get from the gnomes is higher, but no, you would get less vault keys. Meaning it's actually worse to bother doing this on Explore 12. Because even though some of your loot is higher, your vault key rate would be substantially lower. A banana stream. Just a stream that all we do is eat bananas. I generally don't eat a lot of bananas when I eat a banana. Generally, banana is one of those things that I only eat like one of if I'm gonna have it. Which kind of makes sense. It's kind of how they are divided up. That's kind of the premise of a banana. Is you unwrap one and then you eat one. That's kind of how they work. That is how most fruit works. Unless you're doing something gigantic like a pineapple or watermelon or something. Imagine eating a whole watermelon in one sitting. Gosh. I don't even think I've eaten like a fourth of a watermelon in one sitting. There's just so much watermelon. It probably wouldn't even be healthy for you eating that much. Unzipping a banana, that's funny. It doesn't even have a zipper though. I could see like unfolding a banana. Like that would kind of make sense. Where you consider the current state to be folded and then you unfold it. But there's no zipper on a banana. Unless it's a banana costume. Honestly, the best commercials I ever seen were late 1990s. I miss those. I'm not sure if it's a bias just because that's when I was like super young. But I don't know, weren't they good? The ads in the late 1990s. And then they started to get bad once they started hitting 2000s. As well as today, they're horrible today. Ads are horrifically bad these days. I can't even remember the last ad that I would even consider to be good in the last like year or two. And the quality of Super Bowl ads have gone down too. From the earlier 90s? Well, I don't remember most from the earlier 90s. I was not born then. Neon colors with quick zoom in and outs. I do remember that kind of style, though. Yes, everything was extremely extreme. It was amazing. Like, honestly, the ads were better than some of the shows. Though there was a lot of really good shows then, too. Like, a lot of, like, the really good animated series were around that time, too. More towards the later 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, I haven't watched TV in the last, forever. I pretty much haven't watched TV since I was 18. So about 8 years now. Sorry, 9 years. Math. As far as like sitting down and watching TV for a couple hours, I haven't done that in so many years. It's almost been a decade now. Only time I've seen TV since then is like if it was on somewheres. Like while I was waiting for the bus when I used to commute to college. As well as, like, when I was on my family trip, they had the TV on in the family room thing. And then I indirectly watched it there. Though I was mostly doing the forever and a half Puzzle Quest 3 dailies, gosh. So we can cover content when that comes out. So many things we're going to need to cover when that comes out. I'm waiting till it does, though, just so we have the 1.0 version of balance. Because who knows, they could change a billion things before then. I know the one video I already covered going over something in the game is already outdated. It's still somewhat relevant, but like as far as what they craft for the most part, except for Evelyn. But like the whole economy around it, they completely changed. Because it was over top of all the followers. Because I was like, yeah, they'll probably keep this relatively similar. And it's like, nope. As far as what they craft is currently still pretty similar though. Alright, we got 20 vault keys. Or 20 pity, I should say. And then check the rest of our numbers. Alright, so we have 20 pity. 10 epics. That's not 10. 20 pity. And math. 83. Oh, we got exactly 20 again. Wow, we got exactly 20 2 times in a row. I wasn't kidding when I said we'd get about 20. Exactly 20. There we go. Alright, the numbers have been updated. So that means in this stream we have gotten over 100 vault keys. That is insane. Imagine trying to do that pre-Nomapalooza. 2 hours, 100 vault keys. You could farm for an entire weekend before and wouldn't even get that many. It's nice. Alright, well, it's not over yet. Let's go grind a little bit more. I'm not sure how much longer. Because I am getting a little nibbly. Oh yeah, the Salty Defend team. We got to face that with her. She beat it, obviously. It's a really bad team. We mostly just did it for all the references. Where on earth is the Gnome Grinder? That's not the Gnome Grinder. Gnome Grinder. Yeah, Puzzle Quest 3 has had a couple funny metas already. I think the funniest was Infinite Mana Loop, where the spells cost so little that you could literally cast indefinitely forever without ever giving the enemy a single turn. How many Nomapaloozas you used so far to get your keys? 4. We have used 4 Nomapaloozas in 2 hours. The rest was just normal grinding. But yeah, so far we've done 4 Nomapaloozas. We did 2 2s. And we're probably not doing any more Nomapaloozas this stream. Though it will be tonight. But now we need to go grind them back up. If anyone else has any other questions anyone want me to go over, do let me know. Because we're probably going to wrap up in a little bit. At least until tonight, of course. We will be back tonight, same time as always, 6 hours from now, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As we always do. Hey, 4 gem keys. That seems weird to see, because normally we see it as 1 almost always now. Because whenever you get it during Nomapalooza, even if you get the 4 drop, it still only gives you 1 because of the reduction. So it doesn't actually matter if it gives you 1 or 4, because it'll just give you 1. However, when it's not Nomapalooza, you still get 4 when it does 4. Which is what just happened there. So it's actually even rarer than ever to see his 4 drop then. Because it normally just gives you the 1, even if you get 4 because Palooza. Hey, verse 4, nice. Well, verse 4 is definitely not our lowest anymore. Oh, sorry, that's verse 3, I lied. What did I think that was for? 4 is the drummer. But yeah, 1 was guitar, 2 was the vocal, 3 is whatever that guy was. Wasn't he the other guitar? Wait, was there 2 guitars? And then the 4th one was drummer. I forget, what does the verse 3 guy do? Was it 2 guitars? One was more of a bass, one was like the lead. I'm not sure of guitar types. Can't even remember now. But it still seems like it's about 8 to 12 verses per hour. If those will actually give you 2 sets or not is the question. Because obviously you could end up getting 12 and still not get 2 full sets, depending on how they drop, which ones you get. Oh yeah, he's the bass, yeah. So they are both guitars, just the other type of guitar. I'm not too familiar with all the types of guitars. The only instrument type I'm familiar with is everything related to percussion, and gosh, is there a lot of it. I don't even think most people even realize how many percussion instruments there are. Because most songs use like the same several hundred. Like, there are quite literal thousands upon thousands. And most like really mainstream music uses like the same few dozen. You used to do clarinet in your high school band days? Yeah, I did everything related to percussion. And during the high school years, I used to do a bunch of competitions. Both solo and marching bands. And pep band. Pretty much all the things that could have been done in that school we'd end up doing. We made it to state a couple times as well. But I did percussion for about a decade. Did a lot with it during that time though. Like a lot. And then never did it again. Haven't played an instrument for about 8 years now. Actually, pretty much as long as I haven't been watching TV is how long I haven't been playing an instrument. Pretty much. Oh, you found another Freddy, nice. I'm currently trying to find Salty. The vocalist that looks like Salty. We might not have Salty anymore, but we can remember her with the verse 2 gnome. Whenever we farmed them during Vault events. Where are all the verse gnomes at? We've only gotten one since we stopped the Paloozas. I know you're out there. They do have a lower rate of normal gnomes though. But still high enough that we should be seeing some more. Not seeing any gnomes. We're on a gnome drought right now. Need to go find where the cluster is. You tend to like doing that. A little bit of a drought and then you get a billion at once. See you later, Logic Slayer. Yeah, I'm probably calling it soon as well. I wanted to try finding one more of these verse gnomes though. But they're being elusive. Can't find any gnome. I just do not want to drop right now. Alright, we're not stopping till we get one more gnome, gosh. They're hiding on us. You do not want to drop. We're like 20 battles dry right now. Should be seeing one about one every 15 battles. On average. Can be more frequent, can be less. Apparently way less up sometimes. But it's about 1 in 15, last I recall. During a vault event. And we're about to reach 30. There we go. Hey, good. We found a verse gnome. Verse 4 too, which is nice. Well, officially, verse 2 is now our least obtained verse. There we go. Verse 2 is now our lowest. Officially. Because I think we're double up on... Yeah, we are. Oh, that's sad. Let's see if we found a cluster or not. Probably not. I was just going to call it there. Oh, no, we did find a cluster. Ah, that's why I checked. We found the cluster. I know he lived, though. I know. Did him living ruin the cluster? I'm not sure why they'd like to cluster together, but they do. There has to be something weird with the coding going on there. Not them deliberately doing it, but just something with how it tries to do randomness. Because that is so often where it goes on dry streak and then it does a couple in a row. I'm pretty sure they don't intentionally have it coded that way. But it is definitely effectively doing it. Where it goes for a little bit of a dry streak and then you just have some. Something with how it's coding is causing that, because it happens way too often to be coincidence, purely. But anyways, I think we will end it there. Tonight we shall continue the grinds. And also we have Guild Wars and, you know, everything else. Also, we'll be claiming the orb too. We should have the World Event orb that unfortunately we weren't able to get last night, but we do have it now. Obviously we were only like a few hundred short of it last night. So, yeah, we'll do all of our normal stuff tonight. We'll have the Purple Guild War. Had to go double check the shirts. Do Purple Guild War tonight. We'll do the Major Orb. We'll do a bit more Gnome grinding and at least one Palooza. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get in more than one, since most of the rest of the time we'll probably be trying to farm up more verses so we can actually go run more Gnome Paloozas throughout the weekend. But yeah, that's pretty much the game plan. Every single night this week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as always, 6 hours from now. We'll be farming up the Vault event and, of course, finishing out the other 3 Guild War days. And we'll probably grind a little bit longer tonight if we can, because we do have EXP bonus tonight, and we don't know for sure if we'll have it for tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have it for at least today and Sunday, though ideally we'll have it for all 3 days. But yeah, gotta use that extra XP while we can. Look, we already gained like, what, 2 levels of stream? Like at least 1.5 for sure. So we definitely need to get on that grind, because now is definitely the time. There's no better time than having 100% EXP bonus from Guild War while simultaneously having Vault events. That is quite literally the best time you could ever possibly grind. So really good value there. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks so much for stopping by as always. Greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys either tonight or some other time. Goodbye, everyone. And best of luck with the Vault event. And don't forget to grind it up if you have the time, because it's around for another 2.5 days. Rest of today and Saturday and Sunday. So make sure to get on that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you guys later. Goodbye, everyone.